Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, if you guys, is another Ninjago podcast with my good buddy here, KILLSH0T. We are covering Season 12, Prime Empire.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
So, he didn't write any notes. He literally said, right before we started filming this, hey, you asked me some questions. So, Echo, I'm going to ask you some questions. First and foremost, some housekeeping I got to get rid of for the channel. If you haven't seen the Season 11 Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu podcast, we were talking about Hogwarts Legacy, and I mentioned if I get some comments on Hogwarts Legacy, I need to get 10, and I'll do a video of me doing 50 push-ups. We currently only have one, and that's Echo. So, if you guys haven't commented on that video, just comment something about Hogwarts Legacy, because we did talk about it in that video, and if I get 10, I'll do 50 push-ups.
We need him to suffer.
Yes.
Come on, guys.
Yeah. So, I don't know why I said that. It was probably a dumb idea, but you know what? It is what it is. So, we'll see what happens. I doubt we're going to get 10, but if you guys are enjoying these podcasts, just beside the point, make sure to drop a like. Again, if you haven't seen Ninjago Season 12, Prime Empire, and if you don't want spoilers, don't watch this video. I would honestly recommend you watching Prime Empire and then rewatching this. But what are your overall thoughts on Prime Empire, dude? What do you think? It sounded like you really enjoyed it from what I heard.
Yo, I powered through this sucker. The only reason I didn't finish it last night was because I passed out 2 episodes in, and I had like 4 episodes left. I finished the last 2 today, literally right before we started recording. Man, this season is spectacular. It's sensational. I mean, look, I'm pretty sure all of us loves video games, right? Well, I mean, when they reference the double jump and the ninjas quite literally have to jump on air, and I'm even like, logically not possible, but at the same time, we're in a video game. Yeah. There's just so many good moments, and it's just flawless. There's none of the no shit moments. Nothing I can really nitpick, even if I wanted to, if I looked in every nook and cranny, which I'm not gonna do. But yeah, real quick, I think the best theme I could give for this season, like if I were to give it a theme, just like a phrase, I would say that the theme of the season is the best villain is the one that is redeemable.
Yeah.
The best villains are the ones that are redeemable, and I will emphasize on that more as we go through this podcast. But yeah, man, this season just probably in my top 3. If not, it's my favorite.
Wow. That's awesome. That's crazy. Yeah, so you guys are lucky that I actually just rewatched Prime Empire with a friend, but so it's pretty fresh in my mind. But yeah, I mean, from what I understand, this is my second time rewatching Prime Empire, and the animation is a step up, the writing is a step up, the action scenes are friggin' awesome. I mean, because we're in a video game, you're able to, like you said, do double jumps, and you know, there's like a Tetris level or whatever, like a platforming. There's a whole episode basically devoted to Jay and Nia dancing, and I you know.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not like the biggest fan of dancing scenes ever, but I think it's especially heartwarming because we've been on this journey with these two, characters, Jay and Nia, and just like the little lines that they chuck in there, like, oh shoot, I guess Jay took dancing practice with Nia, and it's just little scenes like that, which, obviously it's, for 24-year-old male to say, oh, that's kind of cute, it is, I mean, Jay's kind of shy, and he was finally able to profess his love in Season 10 to Nia, but the fact that they were in secret taking dance lessons, and, I mean, their chemistry is just through the friggin' roof. The scene where Jay and Nia are, like, fighting that kabuki-looking, like, Asian chick in the, like, Japanese sushi restaurant, and she gets the freaking like cleavers out. I mean, that was an intense fight. The choreography's great. Harumi's back. Of course, she is dead, but in that aspect, in that aspect, she's returned in the Digiverse. But I guess my question to you is, with all of this in Season 12, comparing what we got in Prime Empire to Season 3 rebooted, where they went into the Digiverse to stop the Overlord, how do you which season did, I'm gonna guess you're gonna say Prime Empire, but what did you like about, if you can remember, rebooted? They both tackled video game things. What did you like about each, and which was better?
I'm trying to think. Didn't like the gravity change in the Digiverse.
Yeah,
Like,
it's something like that. I think Kai got like a big head. Jay had some line like, "Oh, we're in a video game," but obviously this
I
Prime Empire season, was more in depth.
yeah. The Digiverse was just like a small crumb of what we were gonna get of the whole dang cake, if
Mm.
you will, in Prime Empire, which is what 9 seasons later. Yeah, who would have thought? No, but I feel like Rebooted really gave us a little hint to what was coming in the future. I mean, obviously, a lot of things have changed. A lot of characters have changed. Some
Mm.
characters have left the show. Some characters have joined the show. But it was good that I could recall to that instantly in that one episode of Rebooted. So I'm thankful for that. Obviously, yes, Prime Empire is prime.
Yeah.
But boom, crickets. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Prime Empire is by far the best in comparison to Rebooted. Not
Yeah.
only because it has twice the amount of episodes, but it's just more expansive, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's great stuff. I think like one of the strongest aspects of this season, I think it would go to three strong aspects, and that is first Harumi returning for that one brief moment, and of course the Unagami reveal, and what was the third one? Oh yeah, the death. I think it's obviously it's a video game, so when you run out of lives in the game, you die in real life. You don't really die, you just kind of get like basically it's probably worse than death because your soul like gets sucked into like these digicubes for literally Unagami's transportation to Earth, and it's crazy, man. Like it's insane. Like I told you before you saw this season, they could have flubbed this up so freaking hard because it's video games. You could easily have fallen into that trap of they're making and they do make references and jokes, but I think they work. But it could have been more cringy. It could have been like really corny, where it's like, oh, Mario references and Sonic and Fortnite, but they made it work into a probably one of Ninjago's most serious and heartfelt seasons, because with all that stuff. But I think like going to I guess we'll start in reverse with the death part of it. I think it's cool because, Ninjago's obviously, in my opinion, not a kid show, but it's not the most brutal show of all time, and it's not trying to be. But at the same time, there is action violence in the show. There is death in the show. But in Prime Empire, because they're in a video game, you can see people get shot with a gun. Kai gets shot in the chest, or someone gets poisoned, and then like Nia falls in quicksand. Or you see when Harumi and Lloyd fight in that arena, like literally they show them like slicing their stomachs, and Lloyd literally falls like a samurai and then dies. You see what was it also Harumi just like going crazy, and Lloyd just like shoving him with the sword. So it's able to be more brutal because they just respawn, but it really helps the fact that this is a video game and they're doing kind of video game-esque moves, but it just has that oomph. You know what I mean? What did you think about that?
Yeah, I thought the battle between Lloyd and Harumi, getting to see that again. I mean, look, as much as we want to believe Harumi is back from the dead, I feel like, I mean, Nia and Jay, they were trying to bang on the freaking hologram wall, and obviously Lloyd can't hear that because we can barely hear them either.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was just a really well choreographed fight. It was really emotional because they were monologuing back to back, and I feel like I'm just one thing that kind of caught me off guard about that scene is that I feel like Lloyd is. I mean, he literally saw Unagami like transform into
pick the character, you mean?
Yeah, like pick the character, and he still kind of fell for that trap.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that was a little like, it took me out of the moment because I mean, we get it. You lust over this beautiful creature, evil creature, but I mean, come on, man, like, get in your head, like she's getting in your head, like get out of the gutter,
Well, it starts like that, and then he asks her to validate, what did we do the first day? And she's like, I don't know, like eat poop or something, whatever she said. And he was like, no, we fed the homeless. And then that's, like, at that moment, Lloyd snapped out of his trance almost, and then it was back to fight or flight.
Yeah.
So that was great. And then let's talk about what was my second. I had the death. I had Unagami. I think that works because Unagami, yeah, it's got kind of a weird name. It kind of sounds like one gummy, I guess, like Unagami. But it's not the most threatening name. But it like and he's obviously not the most threatening villain. But there's specific moments where you see him and he looks badass. He looks like an emperor type of character. And then there's moments where you have Okino just talking to the ninja. We'll talk about him in a bit. And then it literally like time stops. Like everything turns red. It's almost like it turns into a horror movie. Okino's like, what the hell's going on? And he's just like this omnipotent, like, brooding figure. And then in the end of the season, we find out that Unagami is, of course, as I said, spoilers, watch the season first. He's practically a scared little kid. And that kind of confused my friend when we were watching it. And I kind of had to Google it. But I don't know if you know this, Echo, but the reason why Unagami's a little kid is it's not that deep, but it's kind of deep. Is that essentially Milton Dyer programmed it to be a little kid because it was like this he wanted people to find joy and happiness like a little kid would feel when playing a video game, and of course when that little kid or when many little children get scared, I'm not a psychologist, but it's common sense. They try to take on this Big Brother-esque figure, and then he literally transforms into a brooding villain that is Unagami. And I think it's really, really cool that the final battle isn't necessarily a battle. I mean, it kind of is with the dragons, but really it's just Milton Dyer, kind of like Luke to Kylo in The Last Jedi when they're fighting on Crate. It's not really a fight. It's them saying, Luke is like Milton and Kylo was like Unagami, I'm sorry. And then it turns out that, of course they end differently, but Unagami kind of walks away with him in peace. And I think that's really cool. It could have ended where Jay beats the crap out of him and he turns into pixels. It could have been some badass action scene, but they decided to go in a different direction.
That was way really better. Cool. That was the perfect execution because, at the when Jay's lost all of his friends, and I love that Jay is the last one standing. At first I was like, why Jay? But I mean, he started this whole thing. If you think about it, he was the first one to walk into Prime Empire, right? And he's the first one, or he's the last one to leave it. So as he is the most experienced with this type of thing, and he gets to fly out on a badass dragon, which I got to get the Lego set for that because, look, guys, while I was watching this season, I was eyeing some of the Lego sets from it, and they are really freaking cool. There's some from the Speedway 5 billion.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I might have to check those out. But what I'm trying to say is that I think that I love that Unagami is understanding because in the second to last episode, he just wants an explanation. He never said the word revenge like some people. I'm talking about you, Asphira, you stupid little snake.
Yeah.
And once again, like I said at the very beginning of this podcast, the best villains are the redeemable ones. He just wants to know what happens. I mean, we're all set out to think that this is Milton Dyer. He is in control. He is Unagami, but that is very much not the case. And as we see in the third to last episode, also I want to talk about that detective episode. That one was pretty funny, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, when you got villains like Garmadon and Moro and Unagami, I think those are the three that stand out because they never really wanted revenge. I mean, Moro and Garmadon, they were they were a little bloodlusted. Not as much as Unagami, but they still wanted an explanation.
Right.
They wanted an understanding, and they definitely got one. Both from Master Wu, and this one, of course, from Milton Dyer. I love the second episode where he has all those booby traps, and then it's just, then his butler is just kind of sitting around the place. Yeah, I love that. And
like, he's not here.
Yeah. I haven't seen him for 30 years.
Yeah, they're like, oh crap.
But
About Unagami, like you said, he's redeemable. Unagami is not evil. He's not a murderer. He's just confused and scared.
Yeah, I mean, he's an AI, and he's very much real, as Pixel says,
Mhm.
that to as much as we are real.
That's a
And
good character arc. I mean, there's a few, but that's really good because
it really
like, I don't
is.
know. It's good because Milton Dyer is just some old ass crusty video game developer. He's like, oh, well, AI is, it's just ones and zeros. And Pixel's like, no, stupid. Like, especially her and Zane, they are like, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're robots. They technically are ones and zeros, but they have emotions and they're not to be just. It's kind of like the battle droids in Star Wars. Like, yeah, for the most part, battle droids are just mindless idiots. But Nia and Pixel and Zane, they are. Yeah, I know. They are.
You
They made
said
a mistake.
Nia.
Haha, he
You
made a
said
mistake.
Nia.
Yeah, people are gonna dislike now. They are like people. I think it's a great arc. But I have 2 words for you for this next thing. You ready?
Here we go.
The mechanic.
Oh, the mechanic.
Because in past seasons, he wasn't really a major hitter. He was like, I was there, and he made a threat against
He was
Zane.
there? I thought he was the main villain. Shoot.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was. Okay, that's
News bomb.
first time seeing the mechanic.
Yeah, he was there in the
Yeah.
shadows. But I
Yeah,
mean,
he
look,
was in
I think
shadows.
because of this season, the mechanic is more of a better villain. He's not just a side guy like Fuji Dove. He's actually like obviously he's not like a Garmin on or Overlord, but he's a heavy hitter now. I think. I mean, he basically did all this. He kidnapped Wu and tied him up in a chair. I mean, he did a lot of stuff.
Oh, Jay did all this. The motherboard, the all that. Yeah,
Jay
it's
messed up.
kind of Jay messed up really bad. But the mechanic, I mean, a cool accent. I love his accent, but he's just the henchman.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, no, he is the henchman to Unagami for sure. But I don't know. I think this season made me respect him more as a character.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know he was in the past seasons. I thought he was a completely new character. So you have me there.
He's
but,
in season 8, season 6.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I was paying attention to the more important stuff because that's what you told me to do. Because those were the really good seasons. Remember?
True. This is my fault.
It is your fault. It's Jay's fault. It's Mechanic's fault. It's your fault. It's everybody's fault.
Yeah. It's Trump's fault. It's everyone. But anyway, so the next topic is character arcs. We already talked about the Milton Dyer thing, but I think the 2 that are really good, or 3 that are really good, is Scott,
Okino,
and Racer 7.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start off with Scott.
Scott deserved more screen time. I mean, he was a valuable asset to the ninja, first getting them, kind of situated, helping them with the cars, and then obviously his fate is very much pixelized, cubicles. And I wish we could have seen him return. I mean, obviously he did return, but we didn't really get to see that.
Before he died,
I thought it would have been really emotional if we could have seen him being brought back to life, walking out of the gate, into the real world. I thought that would have been pretty cool. And I even love that some characters are like, "This place stinks. Let's go back to the real world."
Yeah, no, that's good because it gave them a choice.
Not the real world. Yeah, not the real world. The Prime Empire. Yeah, no. Scott. Scott. That's a good name. Scott is. I love his character arc. How he has a good backstory. Not wanting to race, even though the Red Visors are making him. And helping his friends in the end to be a hero, which he definitely was, and he went out with a bang.
A bang, for sure. Yeah, I love the fact that Scott is, in the beginning, he's like, look, I have 1 life left. I fear what's going to happen if I lose this life, so I'm going to stay in this invisible garage and not do anything. He's it's almost like Luke I keep bringing up The Last Jedi, but he's like Luke in the beginning. He's like, I'm this is my last life. It's like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. You know, it's like I'm not going to waste my final life. I'm not going to be an idiot. I'm just going to not do anything. And then his last thing before he dies is literally the most badass gunfight in Ninjago ever. I mean, he puts the freaking mask up. He takes his blaster out. He's shooting behind barrels. I mean, and then he gets shot in the shoulder. Like, it's the most badass firefight in all of Ninjago. It's not that long, but it's so good. And yeah, he did technically, I don't want to say die, but he got cubed or whatever. But, you know, he chose to fight. He didn't die a coward. That's really cool. And then Okino. I am Okino. I think that was really cool. So let's talk about Okino.
His episode is probably in my top 3 episodes of the season. I mean, if I'm being honest, Okino is a great character. And then the next episode after that, the ninja come along, and we're just shown this what is it? What's the word? This compilation of, you know, master after master, and I really think a nice touch that I'd never seen before is him putting the katanas in the sand for every master that he thinks he let down. But I mean, dude, like, I'm sorry your players are dumb, but that's just the case.
Yeah, those were all like noobs and squeakers, you know what I mean? Those were all like 5-year-olds.
Okino takes his job and his life serious, and of course that's before he finds out that it's all a game. But I really love that. I love that about his character, how he tries so hard, and then he loses hope, and then he gets this girl character that makes it to the last level, and that's the maze of the Red Dragon, and you know, then she dies because she gets distracted, and then he really starts to lose hope, and then the ninja come along, and I love that. And then the next episode we get to see more, except it's revealed that he's part of the game, and literally the emotion on his face stays the same the entire freaking episode. Even when he's fighting the red visors on the cliffs, his face is like frowned and his head is down, but he's dodging all these bullets. It's funny, but it's really sad because, you know, you can't really sympathize with him, but you can understand him.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I think that they did a good job of balancing comedy and some pretty heavy stuff. I mean, Ninjago's always been having mature themes, but I mean, Okino's literally been told your life is essentially one big effing lie. And, you know, like, you're just a bunch of code. And because he takes his job so seriously, that hits him like a ton of bricks. Not Lego bricks, but like real bricks.
You're funny!
Yeah, I made it funny. But I think that's great. And then, of course, you know, look, like you said, a lot of these players and gamers are just freaking idiots. And then the ninja come along, and not only are the ninja good, but they're also good people. And I think that's what Okino needed to see. He needed to see Nia smile at him. He needed Lloyd to tell him, we'll be your friends, and we will not let you down like these other people. And that's what gives him his confidence back, and then he's able to accept not only the fact that his life is fake, but that he's willing to go with these people. You know, because he's torn between the ninja and Unagami, saying, look, Unagami's like, dude, if you help the ninja, you will be stuck here forever. You will never see the real world if you help them. And that's when Okino makes his choice. But I think it's such a deep and you know, fresh concept because, again, it's a video game season. How do you make that powerful thematically?
Because it's all fake.
Right. Well, when you're not copying Ready Player One, which thankfully they didn't, but, you know, that movie, in my opinion, I love Ready Player One. It's a great film, but this movie really emphasizes, like, yeah, you can make a video game story with Lego ninjas actually, like, worth a damn, you know what I mean? And it's really powerful stuff. But yeah, I think Okino's character arc was really cool. But next we're going to talk about Racer 7 and the Speedway 5 Billion. What'd you think about her arc?
I loved her arc. Well, I don't want to say I loved it. I liked it. I wish we could have seen more of her. I actually wish she would have not been like, oh, I need to go on my own path now. But thanks for giving me that hope. I'm definitely not going to come and help you on your mission.
Nice.
And obviously, like Okino, she is part of the game. And this reminds me of Wreck-It Ralph. Why? Because Vanellope von Schweetz is a glitch and she's always meant to lose. Who else is meant to lose at the 4th mile? Racer 7.
Yeah.
But then Lloyd is getting all the bad bitches. I'm sorry, bro. Like, this man scored a wolf girl. This man scored an evil princess, and now this man is scoring computer parts. Dang, bro. My boy's got
in it.
He's got the ninja riz.
Yeah, he's drowning in Lego stuff.
Lego stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Racer 7, she's a cool character. I like that Lloyd gives in that ridiculous outfit. God bless us. Yeah, I don't know why he bought that. I also love the currency in this game. How we get to see different outfits of the ninja. Like, I love that. And I love that one scene where Cole is just spending all that time picking his avatar.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was funny.
That was a good joke.
But yeah, I think to sum it up, Racer 7 has a lot of potential, and I mean, I really don't see a purpose for a character in future seasons, just like Okino, even though I would love to see them in future seasons. But I thought she was a good one and done character.
I think it's so cool that we were able to mix these like different character arcs. Like, Scott is afraid of dying, Okino is afraid of rejection, and he's just afraid to go on. And then
Okino is afraid of letting people down.
Exactly. And then Racer 7, that's a good one. Racer 7 is quite literally like all she knows is failure. And that not only shows the people watching, the audience, but also the ninja and everyone that, obviously we can't relate because we're not video games, but we can sort of relate, because imagine not just us playing a game, but imagine us in life. We keep doing the same thing. It's like hitting a wall and you just keep going and dying. It's like me versus Margit in Elden Ring. I fought that motherfucker for like 3 hours straight.
Don't get me started, bro. I don't want to talk about Margit right now.
Well, I kept dying to Margit, and I said, what the hell am I doing wrong? Why can't I kill this guy? So, I was bashing my head against this wall, and Racer 7 is doing the same thing. There's this really amazing montage of her and this really powerful music of her just dying and dying and dying, and she's like, what am I doing wrong? It's like you're hitting this wall in real life and you can't get through it. So not only obviously it's not like, oh, do better, okay, it's not as easy as that, but Lloyd, they kind of tell her, look, you're part of a video game, and you can break the cycle. So I think it's really powerful for the ninja and us as watchers to know that you can break the cycle if you're playing against Margit, if you're in freaking math class, whatever the hell it is, you can break the cycle, and that's really cool. And of course she does. So I mean, this is one of the best seasons for character arcs. I mean, the writing's just, it's top tier compared to Fire Chapter,
Yeah, just back-to-back great seasons. Except Fire Chapter, but like I'm talking about Ice Chapter and then Prime Empire, and hopefully Master of the Mountain, which God, man, I'm excited for. That's also the last time we get to hear Cole, right?
No, Cole is in Seabound. His last words are in Seabound.
He's in Seabound? Yeah. Okay. Kirby Morrow?
Yeah, Kirby's in 13, the island, and 14. 15 is Andrew Francis.
It would have been really emotional and sweet if he ended it off with his own season, Master of the Mountain. But rest in peace, bro. But yeah, no. Anything else you want to ask me about this season before I go on to some of the highlights?
Well, let's talk about the Zane and Pixel episode you mentioned, where it's like noir.
Yeah. It's funny because Zane is giving away all of his attacks to this one guy. He's like, he didn't know I was about to right hook him. Right hook, huh? And then uppercut him and stuff like that. And then, when Zane gets captured, Pixel tries the same thing. I mean, obviously she sounds pretty good doing it, Mm-hmm. But yeah, I love that episode. I love the style. I love the opening theme where it's like boom, boom, boom. It's like jazzy I love that of the theme. God, cool. That was so cool. I already knew what I was getting into. Yeah. Yeah, I love the whole episode. Even though it's kind of random, it's like, why bring noir into it? But I mean, it's a totally Ninjago thing for them to do. Yeah. If you think about it, and it just flows really well. And then at the end, they find Milton Dyer, and it's awesome. Yeah, I love it. I love the bar fight. I love that There comes into play. Can't fit into his brown ninja suit.
Wasn't he
Which
carrying like a cardboard tornado?
yeah, and
Yeah.
we haven't seen Dareth in a while.
I know. He just wants to belong, though. You know, he's desperately
Yeah,
trying to be a ninja.
and also where's Misako?
Yeah. Well, maybe she'll show up soon.
Okay, that's good to hear. But
All I'm
yeah,
saying.
no, that episode and the one after that, how we're kind of taking a break from the video games and going on to the real world, I think is really cool. And the pacing is amazing in this season, just like the Ice chapter, and it just flows really well. So yeah.
I think the reason why that noir episode works, and you know, because like so many things, it could have easily fallen into, oh, this is filler, or oh, this is too funny, this is too jokey, this is too whatever. But it worked. See, if this was any other character, it would have been corny and cringy. But because Zane and Pixel are robots, especially Zane, Zane is probably the smartest and the oldest, but he's also the most impressionable and the most innocent, I think. Because he's able to. He's like, oh well, I downloaded these noir movies, so they're always talking like this, so clearly it works. And that's what's funny. Like there was one season where Zane was like talking backwards. I think it was Possession, and then he sounds like a pirate, and yeah, it's funny. But it works because that's his character. Like, he can get pretty violent at times, and he can be very intense. But he can also be very, I don't want to say immature, but he has his fun side, and that's not him trying to be funny and lighthearted. He's just genuinely believing that this is how you do it, and that's where the comedy comes in. Because he genuinely thinks, oh, if I talk like a pirate, then I'll attract some other pirates, or if I talk like a detective, I'll get it done. And that's what works. I think that's where the comedy comes in. And like I said, if Kai was doing that, that would make no effing sense. I'd be like, why is he doing this? But because it's Zane, and even Pixel's like, you're nuts, like you're crazy, and then she's like, well, better do it, and it turns out to work. So I think that was kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Just Zane is like the best of both worlds.
Exactly, yeah. But what are some of your highlights? What are some of your like top moments?
Definitely the dance episode.
Mm-hmm.
The dancing episode. I just love when Nia and Jay share the spotlight together. Even Kai's like, oh, they're so cute.
Yeah.
But I love that they're going against this other couple, and I love that Nia says, you know what they don't have? They don't have chemistry.
Yeah.
And then Nia Nia's just kicking ass on the floor while dancing at the same time, and it's so funny because it's so fast paced, and I don't even know what Jay is doing.
Yeah,
but this other couple just gives up, and it was an amazing episode.
One person kicked me in the shin, and she was like, "Oh, it was funny."
Yeah, I'm gonna go rewatch that scene later because that's just such a funny scene. Another thing was probably Kai like wasting all of his lives.
Yeah.
Like just thinking that, oh, we can respawn, and then just I mean he does some pretty I mean he does some pretty notable stuff. One of them was obviously sacrificing one of his lives so the ninja could get by.
Yeah.
So I guess that was kind of smart of him, I guess. But then he's literally like the first one to go.
That's
turn into a
perfectly
cube.
in character, though.
Yeah, it is because Kai doesn't think. I mean, you'd think it'd be Cole, but I mean, no, it's Kai. And then the last moment is the Jays, bro. When we literally see every J outfit one that I thought Nia was gonna drool over, and that's the one with the deep freaking voice.
Oh yeah.
Like that guy. Oh my gosh, Nia would just
Water ninja all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, water ninja all over the place. Yeah, I can't wait for Seabound. Yay!
Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
I love that scene.
It's funny That's funny
Yeah.
because they walk in and they're like, "Why are there so many?" It's funny because like even the ninja think Jay's kind of lame. They love him, of course, as a brother, but he's like, oh, kind of a nerd. And you have all these people who like worship him as a god. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that goes the same for all the ninja. We just haven't found them yet. I want to see the ones for Nia. Don't ask me why.
Hey, same man.
But yeah, I want to see what her fandom is like.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought that was a really funny scene. And then all the Jays just being badass and helping them out. I mean, we see the season 1 outfit Gi from Jay. We see like Tournament of Elements Jay.
Mm-hmm.
We see all these cool outfits. And to be honest, if Prime Empire was an actual game, bro, I'd play that in real life.
I know, right?
I mean, except for the whole walking into it and then getting trapped by an evil, confused AI. Then yeah, I would totally play.
I don't know.
Prime
I'm kind of into that. I think I'd walk through the thing.
Yeah, of course you would.
I'd be like, well, I posted my video today. I might as well walk in.
And then you'd be like, "Hi," and waste all your lives.
I would. Yeah, I would probably. I would.
But yeah, those were like the 3 moments that stuck out to me the most. Maybe there's more that I missed, but yeah, bro. If I were to give Prime Empire a 1 out of 10, you know what I'm gonna give it?
A 1.
A 10 out of 10.
I think I'd have to go with that. I mean, it's
like, honestly, when you think about it, like, if I gave the Ice chapter a 9.5, I definitely think this is better than the Ice chapter and season
That's
11
true.
as a whole. Like this, so many character arcs, an amazing villain, amazing side characters, an amazing message, and like you said, choreography, fight scenes, emotional scenes, romantic scenes, just everything. Like, it does so well. The callbacks, the references. This is the perfect Ninjago season for me, and I think you agree. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite is still Sons of Garment on season 8, but this one is definitely
Yeah.
I know. This one is definitely higher up though. I think that out of the Wild Brain animation, Crystallized is still my favorite, but this one's every time I go to look at Prime Empire, I look up the fight scenes, I do a tribute, I watch it. I'm always like, I don't know, like this one's I remember it being okay, and then I watch it again and I'm like, no, this is top tier stuff. Like this is good. And it's just this is I think the perfect season of don't judge a book by its cover, because again, even like Ninjago's my favorite franchise of all time, and I was going into this for the first time whenever I saw it, going, it's video games, I don't know, it could be cheesy, but they made it not be cheesy. They made it funny, action packed, romantic. I mean, down to earth. I mean, it's crazy. Like you have scenes where they're double jumping, and Cole's like, "Hey, a loot box, grab it," and stuff like that. It's like, oh, video game's funny. And then you have these really like crazy scenes where Nia and Jay just like that Asian sushi restaurant, and they think they win, and one of the guys like throws like a big hammer, it just kills Nia, and Jay's immediate first response isn't to scream no and start crying. He says no, but then he just immediately like throws it right back at the guy out of rage. I mean, it's
what you do for love.
Exactly. Little moments like that, and just the freaking fight between Jay and Unagami before he enters the real world, and Jay's like, I got the dragon. He's just getting overwhelmed. It's so effing cool, man.
And then he spawns the dragon.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's just, I don't know, man. It's awesome.
10 out of 10. Come on. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That's the first time I think I've given a Ninjago season that.
I don't know. I thought you gave 8 or 9 out of 10. I don't know. We'll have to go back.
I think I gave season 5 a 10.
That's right.
Either way, that's really rare of me, but yeah, that's all I got to say about that. 10 out of 10 for season 12 of Lego Ninjago Prime Empire.
Pretty good. Now, speaking of Master of the Mountain, I'm sure you're gonna shotgun through that pretty quick. But if you like this one, bro, not spoiling, but it is definitely better than Prime Empire. It's very, very good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it, I guess.
Cole's my favorite ninja.
Maybe that's why.
No, I'm
Maybe
not being
that's why.
biased. Like, I genuinely think it's a great season. Like, there's maybe not as many character arcs, but the emotion is really good. I didn't cry. I never cried. I teared up at the end of Prime Empire when Jay said Unagami's going home, because that's touching. But like, I weep like a baby. Season 13, I weep like a baby girl in season 14, and I tear up at 15. So for a 24-year-old straight male who loves, guns and sports and Call of Duty to cry at a Lego show, I mean, that's some good writing right there. I mean, that's like, it's crazy. Just think about this. We're going into season 13 of a Lego show. That's insane, because it boggles my mind that we got 15 seasons. And the season we're getting this year in 2023 is not, it's weird. It's not a reboot, but it's also not going to be season 16. So,
Whoa.
yeah, it's not season.
Oh.
They're calling it a fresh start, but it's not a reboot. So it's in the same
We
canon.
better have Lil Nelson in it. That's what I'm saying.
I know, right?
I swear, bro. If you're gonna do a requel, that's what they're calling it now, like a reboot and a sequel. Then Lil Nelson better be the next generation of ninja, or their kids better be the next generation of ninja, bro. But don't leave them in the grass, in the dark, bro. That's not what we're gonna do.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, because some Lego Ninjago 2023 sets were leaking, and apparently there's some new characters.
No, okay, I thought you were gonna spoil that. Yeah, obviously there's new characters. Okay, I don't want to hear it.
But they're young teenagers, so there's no confirming anything. I don't know. My theory is that
and Pixel and Zane, they got.
That's my theory. I think that these new characters,
why couldn't we see those scenes?
Are going to be the sons of Kai and Skylar.
Ooh, that's a badass season title. Sons of Kai.
Sons of Kai.
Like Sons of Garmadon, like Sons of the Lightning, Sons of Fire.
Yeah. Sons
of Amber, something like that. Anyways, let's stop talking about it when I haven't even finished it yet.
I know.
We will discuss theories.
It's not confirmed. It's just my theory. But anyway, back to season 12. 10 out of 10. I effing loved it. I'm glad you did too, and I can't wait to talk about season 13. But my last topic, I want to... What's that?
Probably going to record the podcast tomorrow for season 13, because I'm going to blow through that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. College boy over here. I hope. And then my last topic, of course, I don't want to keep everyone watching too long. I don't want this to be like a 3-hour thing, but Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Now, I am franchise fanatic. I'm not just Ninjago fanatic. So the Ninjago portion of this video is over. Prime Empire was amazing. Can't wait to talk about season 13. But there has been a new Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania trailer, which I will remember, hopefully, to link in the description. It looks effing badass. MODOK is there. We've got Kang the Conqueror looking like the comic version, which is really cool. And this Ant-Man movie doesn't look like straight up a comedy. It looks like more of a darker version of this character. Cassie's hot now. It's insane. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. So Cassie's hot. Explain further.
What do you mean?
Like, why Cassie's hot?
No, she looks hot.
Man, that was a 10-year-old girl.
Oh, you moron! Not the little kid in the new trailer. She's all grown up now.
Yeah, she's 16.
Hey, shit! 16 is legal in Ohio.
Okay, look. So let's talk about this. So let's just assume she's 11. Okay, because she looks like that in Ant-Man and the Wasp. She's 11, right? Maybe 12. We'll see that. Either way, the 5-year time jump, right?
Yeah.
5 years, still 17.
Yeah.
16, 17. Okay.
I mean, it's a fake character, but still, I think that's
just
interesting.
going based off logic. I'm just going based off logic.
That is true. I think it's really interesting though that Scott Lang is like Captain America. He's literally a person who's out of time. Like, he was in jail. He was in an Avenger, and then he, whatever, Quantum Realm, what BS. He just wants time back with his daughter and his family, and Kang's offering that to him. I don't think it's going to go down, but I think it looks really good. I think if this isn't going to be a woke mess like half of season 4, phase 4, I think
Season 4.
I'm still in Ninjago mode. I think that
We're not in Tournament of Elements.
I know. I think Phase 5 should be really good if it's not going to be liberal agenda city again. Look, I just want a good movie. And from this trailer, it looks like a good movie. But let's talk about the big elephant in the room, or should I say the big head in the room, MODOK. Kind of a goofy-looking character in the comics, right? He's in the Lego Marvel games. He's more of a joke villain. He doesn't look scary in this trailer, but he does look different. What do you think about MODOK?
See, that's the thing. He's not supposed to look scary. And people are complaining on the internet that, oh, he looks so goofy. He doesn't look comic accurate. Yes, he does. I mean, how else do you want MODOK to look? A handsome man? A handsome fat head man? Like, they're complaining so much.
I know. I haven't seen Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I probably never will, but I think there's a scene where, like, this teacher, like, this Mexican teacher is, like, his face is, like, in a big metal robot. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, Mr. Electric.
Yeah, that guy. And, I mean, that's how MODOK essentially looks. That's how MODOK looks in the comics. So if you want that crap, go ahead. But look, let's just all agree that MODOK does look objectively cooler than just a guy with a big-ass face in a machine. Like, come on.
I mean, yeah, no, with the armor on his face, his hideous face, he looks badass.
Mm-hmm.
But when the mask is off, I mean, obviously he's gonna look hideous, but I mean that's how he's supposed to look. So stop complaining, people.
People on the internet bitch about everything is insane.
Yeah, especially about Marvel.
Yeah, especially about Star Wars. I should know, but that's just how people are.
Yeah, that server you joined.
Okay, all right. Look, yeah, let me talk about that for a minute. Okay, this is funny. So,
hey, go ahead.
It'll be brief. So Echo's like, hey, dude, you should get your voices out there. So I'm like, all right, I'll do that. So I joined a few Ninjago Discords, and I showed them my voices. They loved them. We were talking, so that's cool. I actually got a role to play Slithera, a Serpentine, and I'm voicing Cole in a different project, too, so that's really exciting. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to a Star Wars Discord. Why not, you know? So this one guy in Discord's like, hey, you should join this server. It's pretty chill. I'm like, all right, I will. Screw it. So I go on there, and they welcome me. It's all jovial, and then you know, they say, hello there, you know, the Obi-Wan Kenobi gif from Utapau in Episode 3, and I reply with Daisy Ridley as Rey dancing on Pasana from behind the scenes from Episode 9. You know, holy bananas, okay? Because the second I posted that Rey gif, fucking World War III started. It was like, it was insane. This one guy was like, fucking kill yourself, you son of a bitch. I hate you, die in a gutter, delete your profile, you suck balls. And I'm like, holy fudge, like, dude, I just joined. I just posted a Rey gif, and this guy was popping off, man. I mean, I don't know if it was like a joke, but he was like it was genuinely like hate-filled. And look, I've been called everything under the sun on Twitter. I'm not a snowflake. I don't get offended by really anything in life, because if I'm not something, it doesn't bother me. You know, if they're like, oh, you're a freak, or oh, you're this, or oh, you're stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm not a freak, so it doesn't bother me. You know, fuck off. But this guy was going AWOL. He was mad. So I straight up told this guy, I'm like, all right, I'm not welcomed here. I'm leaving. Bye. And I just left. So my first Discord Star Wars server was a complete and utter failure. So I think I'm gonna stick to my own, because it's like a heck hole. It's not good. I mean, you know, obviously people love the sequels more than they hate them. You just hear about the hate. You hear about the hate anywhere online, because hatred, sadly, this is an objective statement. Hatred for humans is a drug. All right, we get high off of hate. I don't. You know how many videos I've seen of people saying clickbait bullshit about Indiana Jones 5, saying Kathleen Kennedy's ruining it because she's a libtard, and then you watch the video and they like, oh, Source, trust me, bro. It's clicks, and that's what it is. And I mean, I could do a whole podcast on that, but yeah, my first appearance on Discord under Star Wars server was a dumpster fire, but is what it is. Moral of my story is, if you love the sequels, or if you love the prequels, if you just love Star Wars, or if you love anything, don't be afraid to say you love something. If you're going to get some reject online saying you're an idiot for liking something, they're the idiot, not you. Don't get offended. Just leave. It's not worth it. That's my soap opera box. I think,
and that's And that's some therapy sessions with the good old franchise fanatics.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. You know, I had to mention it because it was insane. It was literally World War III. It's like I insulted the guy's mom. It's like I called his mom a whore, and it was crazy.
He probably deserves it after that.
He does. It was funny. And then the guy who told me to get to the server was like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that franchise. I'm sorry." I'm like, "No, it's not you, man. It's just that it was crazy." But anyway, on that note, I guess back to Ant-Man. I had a bit of a rant.
Yep, small guy time.
Yeah. Small balding guy had to.
What do you think? The main thing is Kang the Conqueror.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell me, what do you think?
So, I'm not too involved with Kang from the comics. Of course, he's the main villain of Lego Marvel 2, so that's cool. Lego Marvel 2 did it before the MCU, but I think, look, this guy, he was in Loki. I think he was like a different guy in Loki, but whatever. Same actor. He's not really menacing. He's, he's kicking the crap out of Ant-Man in this trailer, so he's clearly strong, but, the MCU is marketing Kang as essentially the next Thanos. Like, this is going to be the main bad guy for the next phases or whatever. So far, I don't really like him that much. I mean, all I saw of him was in Loki. But once I see Quantumania next month, I'll obviously probably change my mind. But yeah, he's not cutting it for me. I think, he looks badass. He looks menacing, especially in that end shot of him shooting the blue lasers or whatever.
God, man, that was crazy. And then him stomping, like when you get that POV shot of Ant-Man and you just see like, oh man, that is
like a cracking.
Look, we can all admit Jonathan Majors is moving up the scale. And it's probably going to be, well, he probably already is an A-list actor. I mean, he's about to be in the new Creed movie. I think he was in The Harder They Fall. He was in Loki. He's really getting his super duper ooper big break. And he's probably my favorite, my one reason for going to go see Ant-Man. Not only because I want to see Cassie, but also this, I mean, at first I didn't like the casting choice, and don't take that the wrong way. Okay,
oh, you're racist.
But when they added the blue filter on him, and it actually makes a whole lot of sense, because in the comics his skin isn't blue; he uses a hologram over it.
Yeah.
So I think that's very cool that they were able to put that in the movie too. And in future projects that we see him in, which is why he gives off that scary look. And the outfit is amazing. CGI so far is flawless. And I'm just really, really excited to see this movie.
I am too. I think, look, Phase 4 had a lot of issues, I think. A lot of issues. And let's hope Phase 5 can correct that. And just give good content back, you know what I mean? Without any agendas. And so far, this looks really, really good. It's got everything you want from Marvel. I mean, it doesn't look that funny, which I think is good because I think Phase 4 had a lot of projects that were, specifically Thor: Love and Thunder, they were trying to go jokey when they shouldn't have. Because let's not forget, the MCU is not a comedy series. It is an action drama series. Some of the movies are funny. Some of the movies are not funny. But at its core, the MCU is not supposed to be comedy. And this movie, thankfully, is not going that route. Because if everything from now on was going to be funny, jokey, that wouldn't work. I'd probably stop watching the movies because they're losing their moral beginnings, So I'm very much looking forward to it. As you said, the CGI looks really good. Marvel movies have a tendency to look like dirt, and I recently saw Avatar 2, and that review is coming soon. I know, I'm sorry. Don't worry, I need to film it. But, spoiler alert, Avatar: The Way of Water CGI is flawless. I mean, it genuinely puts Marvel back 10 years. Like, it looks photoreal 100% of the time. And, specifically Thor: Love and Thunder and, like, She-Hulk and Miss Marvel, those CGI, some of it's good, but most of it's not. It's kind of wonky. Avatar 2 is
and
perfect.
For people saying, oh no, finish.
I was just saying for if you give CGI people, these artists, if you give them enough time and money, but especially time, you will have a good finished product.
Yeah. So for people saying that Ant-Man is gonna die in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, you are wrong, because I'm looking at Paul Rudd's upcoming projects, and in 2025 he's in Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. So maybe he'll die in that movie. I don't know, but he's not dying today. Not today.
Yeah, I think they do that. They put it in the trailer to make you think he's dying. They did it with Tony Stark in Infinity War.
He'll get hurt. He'll be close to death. Just like Jeremy Renner, which they're thinking about amputating his leg.
Shit. I thought it was
Can't
his
really
chest.
be a hot guy.
Well, yeah. It's funny because Alan's like, oh, he got run over by...
Yeah.
Alan said he got run over by a snowblower. You said his leg got blown off. I don't really know what happened to him. I just hope he's alive.
Zane, you know what Zane is to Pixel? A snowblower.
Wait, does that work? No, Pixel is to Zane.
Oh, no, but she's not ice. That's the whole point.
Well, anyway, I don't want to get R-rated here. Anyway.
We would need that for Ninjago, man.
I know. Well, I don't want to get demonetized.
Need a Pixel, Harumi,
Racer 7.
Misako.
Well.
Akita.
That's like asking your grandma to go. That's not good.
Okay, but I mean, Misako, Garmadon, Woo,
everyone.
Maybe Lloyd.
Anyway, yeah, I think it was a good podcast. We're approaching on an hour. I'm deliberately cutting you off. Yeah, good stuff.
What does deliberately mean?
I'm intentionally cutting you off.
Oh.
You'll learn about it in English class. Anyway, I can't wait to cover Season 13 of Ninjago. This was a lot of fun. I got to film another hour of gameplay, which I'm all good for, because I'm playing a game. But
play the Lego Ninjago movie video game.
Oh, I can't.
Why?
The disc broke.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, my Xbox won't register the disc anymore,
Dude,
and it's
the
$25.
one Ninjago game you have. Okay, then play Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, because Kang.
Yeah, I can do that. That might work. Yeah, I can do that. I might play a little bit of Batman Arkham Origins, because I'm playing that again. I'll figure something out.
But we're not talking about Batman.
I know. Well, look, hey, it's a podcast. You listen to them, all right?
Yeah, but we got to have stuff relating to the subject of the matter.
Yeah. Speaking of which, have you posted any podcasts in the last... This isn't a dig. I'm genuinely asking. Like, did you post Season 8, 9, and 10, 11 yet?
Dude, my C drive is effed. I told you that.
Oh, that's right. Well, okay.
Yeah.
You guys can watch it on here. Echo, when you fix your G spot... Wait, no, what?
What?
Your C drive, that's right. And, get that working again. But, yeah, I messed up the alphabet, but that's cool.
Go watch the Spider-Man Fracture Fate official teaser trailer.
Are we still doing that? Are we have any updates for people watching?
If they even made it this far.
I hope they did.
But even if they did, sadly, no.
Okay. No, there's something. I finished recording my voices.
Oh, yeah, so he knows all the juicy little secrets.
I know how it ends.
Who said it ends?
That's true. Subscribe to my channel, you guys, and I will tell you what happens in the last episode.
That's a good misdirection.
Yeah.
Who said it ends? Because it totally ends.
Yeah. Reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology.
It's like Muscle Man. Anyway, right now we're just spitballing. But again, hope you guys enjoyed our talk on Ninjago Season 12 Prime Empire, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, me explaining my butt hurt over Discord, and some other fun topics.
I'm excited to start. So excited to start Season 13, bro.
I know.
God, man.
My buddy better come over, because if he's not, I might have to rewatch it soon. Because I've only seen that season one time.
Yeah, because you'll be able to catch up with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he's behind.
Yeah.
He's not
mentally.
a true fan.
Well. Yeah, I'm working on season 13 with my other buddy. Alan and I are still working on Clone Wars. Nanny and Poppy and I are on season 1 still. We're going to be
This
watching.
man has so much stuff to watch. He hasn't even talked about the stuff that I need him to watch, which
I know.
is, you guys are gonna freak out over this, but this guy hasn't seen Scream.
No. Or
19.
Elvis. I'm watching Elvis soon. I got to watch Jurassic World trilogy. I have a lot. Okay.
Yeah,
We're recording this on a Wednesday on the 11th of January, and I'm probably going to watch Jurassic World 1 on the 12th. So if that's any consolation, I'm not going to take 2 months to finish the last 3. Because once I finish Jurassic World trilogy, I'm going to go back to the MCU. So yes, Echo's right.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do after we finish the Ninjago podcast? Are we just gonna do regular podcasts?
I guess.
Talking about other stuff, but that's gonna be emotional, man, because we started this journey 5 months ago.
Well, what I want to do after we finish Crystallized is make an additional podcast talking about things we want to see,
theories and stuff like that.
Right?
Yeah,
like
that should be fun.
Stuff like that,
The what?
The Stone Wars or the Serpentine War or stuff like that, or the war between, Lord
maybe like a
Lobra.
prequel season. A prequel season would be cool because we've gotten like flashback sequences, but we haven't gotten like an actual thing. So that would be cool. But that will be for a very, very, very future podcast. I mean, if we're doing the math, we're doing 1 season per podcast, and do we want to include the island in the season 13 podcast too? Because it's only 4 episodes.
It's up to you.
I think we should do that because it doesn't count as like an actual season.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. We'll cover both of those. So that means we'd have 1, 2, 3, literally 3 more podcasts of this.
It's insane.
Oh man, that's crazy.
That's crazy. But anyway, you guys we're over an hour now, and I don't want to keep you guys any longer. I don't want to bore anyone, but thank you guys for listening. If you did, hopefully we had some interesting things to say. Make sure to like the video. I will have a link to Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer and Echo's channel. Make sure to subscribe to him and myself. Hope you guys enjoy. Can't wait to do another one, dude.
Me too, bro.
All right, sounds good. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video or podcast or whatever, but we'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.